Look, I did my epiphonic studies with a mild array of notes, the stuff that I did myself, and slowly acquired the right books and constantly losing them. Just basically the glossaries, the key concepts. If I had a major array of notes, an office, a studio, a dedicated uh, cubicle, okay, next to the symphony, okay. I said okay, didn't I? Yes, okay. Um, a lifetime position and some movie tickets, okay, and some insanity, okay, okay. Hold it in. Um, then I'll fall asleep, and when I wake up, I'll deliver some magic, or at least breakfast, or something like something. Hello, is this thing working? Um, I hope so, or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's why I wished I went to school on the East Coast and indeed in the old world, both because I went to this Buddhist place, Tibetan Buddhist place, and it was the last time I went. It was like 10. It was a good 10 years ago, and before the morning prayer thing, I went into the cafe and there was just this girl in there, this woman, nice woman, about my age, about probably 10 years younger, not much younger, and she was enjoying her tea and I was enjoying my tea. It was really nice there. And then I go to the prayer and it's just me. She's the actual conductor, the teacher. And I swear to God, she was saying something about like us. I did. I was like, because the Buddhist thing, the really, the Zen Tibetan Buddhist thing is fantastic. It is about the individual. It's not about the family, which is wonderful, which is what Christianity needs a keystone to ensure the transverse flow, the advanced geometric philosophical poetry. Indeed, if you can get that right the first time, oh my God, that's love. Anyways, she wasn't in love with me. I was convinced because is about my age, and she grew up in both Philadelphia and France. I was like, oh my God, did you say I see France? Because I was in France, let me tell you, and I was thinking London, okay. And no, it turned out I asked her friends later on. She says, yeah, she's got a boyfriend, dude. Get out of here. And I'm like, all right, bastards. I rode my bike up the mountain to get there. So I arrived sweaty. I thought, yeah, I'll have a beer. Of course, it's been a very long day. Anyways, they said, oh, dude, guess what? We're full. I go, oh, okay. I'm a fool too, yes. So I went down to the village, the village of the village of the something, and there was a quiet hostel where it was run by an ex-guard, a retired Irish guard. Okay. And this has always been a charming element for me to be around authority in the old world. I love it. Okay. If I spent all my time with the king and he was like, you know what, we used to arrest people like you, I'd be like, yes, sir. Okay. Like, I accept. Who do you want me to arrest? No, I would be a detective, because I love to solve was it, it's not Lovejoy, is it? Could be, could be. Um, Morris, Oxford. Traffic jam, yes. I detect the sound of buses driving by. Oh boy, what could it be? Um, but yeah, I then was writing some like really good stuff, and this happened the first time I ever came to Ireland. I just happened to end up at a place that was a retired ex Irish guard, and within like the first few days, literally this people came in and said, "Oh, we've been robbed," and And I went intensely on the case. I was, all right, we got to do this. You know, I became like director of operations. I love that. So for like military, Western European certainty and diplomacy and I gotta someone else say because philosophy. Yeah, calling me. Hello. Yes, it's me. Hello. Yes, I accept. Please bring the limo in the front and have some nice snacks ready because we're out of here, you guys or girls. Um, or Cindy Lauper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bob Dylan, can I have your prize? I'll make it magic. Seriously. Yes, very seriously. Okay, obviously and seriously, obviously. Right? Okay. If the world is burning and you can say it's because Brennan did something stupid, then tell Cupid and I will I will I'll convince her. It is a girl, isn't it? Cupid? I don't know who Cupid is. Cupid's some bratty little boy, isn't it? Phil Mickelson's little brother gets the golf clubs and says, "All right, I want you to put the golf club right into her hole." His big sister's like, "Yeah, okay. Give him the golf clubs, the left-handed ones, you idiots." And no one was strangled, okay, because Phil Mickelson would be obviously in a lot of trouble. And I wish that I could be like Aladdin's lamp, you know, and the Jungle Book. I love the charismatic wisdom and and do some cool stuff in the African place, you know. Whatever actually has come out of there, that is a I study statistical outcomes and outcomes in general. You know, are they diamonds? Are they musk? We ask. What kind? You know, what color of diamonds they are? Paul, Paul Simon. I think he was there. Sounds pretty cool. I want to be there. I don't want to have to ask because it sort of crazy things tend to happen every time I ask anything. So if I sort of directly respond and say, "Yeah, I would love to be in the New York art scene and at the cinema and studying, you know, preparing for some studio work and the party and stuff like that, the private studio and then the sublime family party where everyone's just or I've been thoroughly drugged, thank you, please." And everything is very wholesome and loving and stuff like that. I loved Florida. Los Angeles can freak me out big time. You see this Into the Wild. Kurt Cobain goes back to Los Angeles and he's like, "Oh, this isn't bad enough. I have to go to Seattle and hang out with the low life there." I don't want to do that. I want to find love and love to actually call me and say, "Yes, Brennan, dinner is ready. When we ring the bell, all you have to do is your little song and dance," and I love it. With the symphony and dine with the symphony and be a very benign person who is of a normality. And again, Michael Jackson, you know, oh, everything's hunky dory, right? He just fucking overdoses on drugs, and that's like the least of it. There's a lot more radical cases, you know. The guy from Soundgarden, he killed himself. What the I'm supposed to ask? Okay, every time I mention anything, radical things happen. That guy should still be around. He should be retired and and working in some, you know, museum near a university, but not anywhere near students because they can be possessed for sure. at the gallery, at the at the sophisticated place where laughter and joy are already graduated. I would love to go to that party, Quincy Jones and stuff. I just, and the all the Bob Dylan Americano, Americana, Shaka Shaka Raka, rationality, educated, esteemed, charmed, calm, grounded, and certainly to make sure that guys, I think that Martin Luther King and Sean Combs should have their sentence, okay, committed in the promised land. That should be the community service that the drug rush into the internet includes East Asian politics, basically the internet. That is, our computers are all made in East Asia, so they are somehow entwined with our silliness and their militancy. They have complete authoritarian militancy in East Asia, and see, indeed in America is an authoritarian reality. That only the autonomy happens in the lucky childhood, the lucky family, that has there's no public health care cop out, okay, that George Washington is in trouble with the authorities instead of the New York